Good morning, besties, or I guess afternoon or evening whenever you guys are watching this video. It's currently morning for me, and I thought we'd do a good old-fashioned chatty get ready with me. I'm gonna be playing with some new makeup as well as some old makeup. I just wanted to sit down and play with some makeup and get ready with you guys. So let's just go ahead and dive right on in. Okay, so I already have my brows done. I went in with the Morphe Nano Brow Pencil right here just because I don't ever, like I said, I don't ever care to do my brows on camera. But we're going to go ahead and use my toner today. I'm going in the Hydrating Milky Toner from Thayers. I love this. This is going to take me forever to go through. Like, truly, this is going to take me so long to go through this product. Like, there's so much product in here. And I'm like, I hope this doesn't expire by the time that I get done with it. Like, I use this pretty much every single day for the most part. And, I feel like I haven't made like a true dent. I mean, like, I'm below this line finally, but like, I don't know. This is like so much product in here. But I do go in with this every single morning whenever I'm going to put on any makeup. So I'm gonna start off with that. And then I know you guys are not the biggest fan of this. I know you guys are not a big fan of the person that created this brand, but I generally do like this product. I'm gonna go into the point of view. This is the Drip It. I don't have a drugstore alternative for a serum at the moment. And I do like to have a little bit more of like a glowy base just because it does help to add extra. I do like to have a little bit more of an extra hydrated base because it really does help to control my oil production, which is what I always want. I always want to have my oil controlled as best as possible. Like the makeup can work on top of it. So that's why I always do extra hydrating products because I know that it will at least help to tone down the oil production. And then for moisturizer, I am going to go in with Bioma moisturizing right here. This is going to be the moisturizing gel cream. Oh my God, I love this. I love this. I love this. And I am actually almost out. Like I only have like a few pumps left and then I'm out. Before we go with the eyes, I'm going to go ahead and prep my under eye right here. This is the Belief like Aqua Bomb. And I really enjoy this little lifter eye gel. It's nice and cooling. And just gets my eyes to be nice and smooth. And I just kind of let it sit here while I do my eye makeup. Normally I never show this part on camera just because I usually have my skincare done, but my skin prep done before makeup application. But since we're doing a good old-fashioned chatty get ready with me, this would be the best time to kind of show this. So anywho, I am trying to pre-film as much content as I can because I'm fairly certain within the next week or two it's gonna get really loud in my apartment because I told you guys my upstairs neighbors, they officially moved out. Well, we live in a kind of outdated unit, so 2 years ago a new company bought my complex where I live, and they've been doing major renovations. They've been doing all new granite marble top, all new carpet and flooring and color and paint to the walls, all new appliances, all new cabinetry, all new light fixtures, doors, doorknobs. Like, they've been really trying to make this more like a luxury complex so they could charge more. That's really what it comes down to, so they can charge more. So my upstairs neighbor and me, we live in an outdated unit because I lived here since 2020 and they moved in 2021, and they were starting that renovation after that. So we live in an outdated unit. I'm going to go in, by the way, to the brand new Lethal Cosmetics. This is going to be the Black Spring palette. They actually did get this to me in PR, and let me quickly tell you guys what it's about before we move on just to the chatty portion. The Black Spring palette is a moment of transformation. Black Spring captures the delicate tension between winter's lingering darkness and spring's first breath of life. This 15-pan eyeshadow palette tells a story of rebirth where shadow meets bloom and frost gives way to color. Designed with a split color story, this palette balances deep, moody mattes and muted blues against fresh, luminous pastels and shifting multichromes. The result is a versatile edit that moves effortlessly from smoky winter depth to radiant spring softness and everything in between. Now, this palette actually does retail for $59.99. This collection's also going to come with some eye bases and I think some liquid blushes as well. I can't really tell. I didn't get the entire thing in PR, which I'm completely okay with because let me tell you, trying to get this out of the mailbox was a bitch. Like, I'm gonna insert a little photo. Yeah, my mailman put my package in like that, and I was like, how am I gonna get this out? Like, how am I gonna get this out? And I had to have my maintenance people come in, take a screwdriver and stab the box and rip it open for me to pull out all the items, and eventually we got the box out. It took like 10 minutes to get this shit out. So I'm very glad that it was not a big box and not full of stuff, because there's no way I could have gotten it out. But they did some eye bases, and I definitely want to try this. I'm very grateful they sent this to me, because last time they sent me a collection was the Serpentine Snake one, besides the Build Your Own. I dropped the ball, besties, and I did not get a chance to review that. So I thought for sure that they were going to be like, we never want to work with her again. And they have been so kind ever since. So I was actually really surprised that they wanted to work with me. Because like, whoa, did not expect that. So anywho, I'm going to try to find the right eye base. Let's see. What does it say on here? All right. So we have a black eye base, it seems like. And then we have like a white and I think a transparent, but they both looked white to me. Oh my god, and they put names that I cannot read. Oh god, hold up. Oh. Okay, we're gonna go in with this one. This one's a clear. And then like I said, they do have a black one right here as well, which I definitely am not gonna go into black eye base. It's great for the multi-chromes to put on top of that. Oh, the shifty shades on those would be beautiful. So we're gonna go into the clear one today. So anywho, so my maintenance people told me while they're doing my box that they're going to be coming in, they're going to be and they're going to be redoing the apartment above me. So they're going to be doing renovations. So they can come in whenever they want. They could be as loud as they want. They can come in as early and as late. So for the next month, besties, we're going to be in a rough ride together because, you know, my husband's like, how are you going to film? And I'm just like, I'm just going to film. Like, it is what it is. Like, it's an apartment life. Wonderful subscribers, they're going to understand, like, hey, this is something that I just physically can't control. I can't control noise. I simply cannot control noise. And I can't stop what they're doing. I can't be like, hey, guys, I'm filming. Can you guys not do this right now? I can't. And as much as I would love to do that, that's just not something that's possible. So unfortunately, I'm going to try to film as much as I can when it's quiet so that we can try to get through this video. We can try to get through videos without it being so overwhelmingly loud because I don't know what they're going to be doing. They might be replacing the carpet upstairs, which could also be loud. Who knows? Like whenever maintenance comes in and out, they've been in and out all morning at this apartment, by the way. In and out all morning. Their door is right here. The door's right here and it leads up the stairs and it goes up and then it turns into the hallway. Okay. So whenever they go through the front door, they slam the door. They just, or I don't know if they mean to, but they just open it and they just let it slam shut. So it gets very loud and it like rattles. Like this right here won't stay straight because of it. It will not stay straight because it's literally being slammed shut. And I'm just like, ugh, you know what I mean? Like, all it does is just solidify my decision to want to get out of here faster. But there's only so much that we can do because our lease isn't up for a couple of months. So we're still just kind of stuck in this situation. I have been diligently looking at houses, trying to see what's going to come available when the time is for us to move. But unfortunately, we're not within our 60-day time period yet. So things are not really popping up the way that I want them to. But as soon as I get a chance to move, besties, I will definitely let you guys know. You know, because I'm sure there'll be like a week where I just don't post anything because I'm obviously going to be like in the middle of moving. But obviously we will cross that bridge when the time comes. So I'm going to go into this shade right here called Midwinter. We're going to go into this shade right here. So yeah, I don't really know what to expect. I have not lived under a remodeled apartment before. I have lived through a remodel before. I'm sure I've told the story, but just in case I haven't, way back in the day, Corey and I lived in a 1-bedroom, 1-bath at an old complex. And that company was doing renovations. Now, they had reached out to us to say like, hey, we know you guys have like 8 months left in your lease, but we can go ahead and let you out of your lease now with no charges. You can walk away. Any damages that you've occurred will completely wipe clean. You guys can leave your apartment right now because we're going to do renovations. And if you guys want to come back in a month, you guys are absolutely willing. You guys absolutely can. We're just willing to let you guys out of the lease with no penalty towards you, no charges towards you. We have to get this unit remodeled. And I guess they had like a certain time frame. So some people were taking the bait. Some people were leaving. Absolutely, they were leaving because they're like, oh, I can leave with like no damages. Absolutely, like no charges, stuff like that. We didn't really have any damages at all, so I was not concerned about that. But being able to leave like scotch-free, that's kind of like a little bit of incentive. But I looked at Corey's like, where are we gonna go? Like, you know, I mean, we have like 8 months left of this lease. So we were just like, we reached out to him and said, listen, we don't want to move. This is our home. We technically have 8 months left in this lease. What can we do about it? They said, well, we do have a few tenants who are in the same boat as you who've lived in this apartment or lived in their apartment for like 10 plus years. They also do not want to leave. So this is what we're willing to do. We're willing to remodel your apartment while you're currently still living in it. However, we do ask that you at least vacate the apartment for a week or two and completely remove all your stuff. That way we can get the remodel done as quick as possible. Otherwise, they'll have to work around you. And I said, hey, this is perfect. We're going on a 7-day cruise. A 7-day cruise. Me and Corey, we already owned a little garage, like a separate garage. That was like a separate area, part of that complex, but it was like separate. We're going to own a little separate garage so we can move all of our stuff in there before our cruise, get everything out. The only thing we'll leave is we'll leave the TV in the bed because that's just pretty heavy to carry, and we'll move everything else to the garage. I said that's perfect. So I'm going to go into Petal Rain to help to blend that out. And so that's perfect. So we went on our 7-day cruise. I thought we were going to come back. We put our cats, our cats were staying at a friend's house, and I thought we were going to come back to a completely remodeled apartment. Well, on that cruise, I came down with really horrible food poisoning on my last fucking night. So I was unbelievably ill, to the point that I almost considered calling like the helpline on the cruise desk to be like, yo, I'm so violently ill. But I wasn't sure what was going to happen because I'm pretty sure they were going to quarantine me just because we had come back from Mexico at the time. Don't quarantine me, but I thought they might have. So what ended up happening is that I was really horribly sick. We get off the ship. Mind you, I pretended like I was drunk, like I was hungover, like, oh, so hungover. Mind you, I had bad food poisoning. We get to my apartment and it is in complete shambles. I mean, complete shambles. The carpet was still there, but there were nails all over the carpet. My fridge was completely pulled out of the wall. My washer and my dryer was completely disconnected. They had turned off our faucets. They had turned off our water. They had completely destroyed our bathtub. They had taken down the rod, and they had nails and footprints everywhere. They had half destroyed our cabinets, and we walked in going, what the hell? I looked into my fridge, and there was like their leftover food sitting in my fridge, mind you. And so this was a Sunday we came back home. I called from the leasing office and I about flipped on them. And that was like the first time I was not mean, but I was in tears. I was like, what the heck? We moved out. We gave you guys everything you need, and this is how you guys leave our apartment? What the hell? I was so pissed. The leasing office came. They were like, oh my God, what happened? So they ended up contacting the people. I'm going to go into this shade called Waking Earth. They ended up contacting people who were doing the renovations, being like, what is going on? What happened? They said, oh, well, we were doing 2 remodels at the same time. We were remodeling their unit, which is supposed to be done in 7 days because we were only 1 bedroom, 1 bath. We were remodeling their unit, but we were also remodeling a 3 bedroom, 2 bath with all these girls who did nothing to help out. Like, they still had everything on their walls. They had everything on the walls. They saw the furniture there, so they were trying to remodel that at the same time as they were remodeling ours, and a pipe burst in their apartment. So they were focusing on that instead of ours. And the leasing office was pissed, but they also kind of understood. So they made them come back in, and they said, okay, they returned our water on. They fixed our fridge. They fixed our washer dryer. They replugged it all in. They swept up all the nails. They swept up all the nails to try to fix back the cabinetry and the countertop and whatnot. And I was still so livid. And I said, this is the condition that you're living in, like making us stay in. Are you kidding me? And they're like, yeah, we're so sorry. Like, what else do you want us to do? I'm like, take money off my freaking rent, because now we're going to be living in our bedroom, mind you, just our bedroom on a freaking box mattress. We have nothing, absolutely nothing. We can't bring anything back in because now you're telling me that they're going to have to do the renovations while we're still living here. They're going to have to replace the carpets, replace appliances, create all new cabinetry, all new marble countertops, redo the shower. Like, we're supposed to live with that. And they said yes. And I was like, you have got to be out of your fucking mind. Mind you, I'm in my 20s. I didn't know better. And they said, well, this is a situation that you have to deal with. You agreed to renovation, so this is what you have to deal with. So for the next month, we had to deal with people coming in and out of our apartment while we lived there. They had to redo all redo all of that. Corey had to help the person that physically was installing the granite countertops. Corey had to freaking help them set that all up because they couldn't do it by themselves. And then we had to be there. We had to move all the rooms. We had to move everything. We had to help move them all. We had to move the bed and stuff like that into the living room when they were doing the carpets. And it was just such a shit show that I was just like pretty much demanding that they take money off our lease, like take money off the month that we were being inconvenienced because of this. And they said they were going to, and then they never did. All they ended up giving us was a $50 Texas Roadhouse gift card. And I'll never forget it. I think I wrote a pretty bad review for the company. And then when it came time to renew, we did renew one more time, but they did keep our lease the same. They kept the rate the same. Even though they were supposed to raise our rent after the remodel, they kept our unit price the same because of what they put us through. So that was the only upside, was even though I did not get our like money taken. I did not like, even though we had to pay to like live in that situation for a month, the fact that they they gave us, they kept our lease for another year at the same price, that was nice, because otherwise I was like, this is ridiculous. All right, I'm gonna put this right here. My eyeball feels really wet. I'm not the biggest fan of that eye primer, just so you guys are aware. Not a big fan of it. I'm gonna go into the shade right here called First Bloom. This is a beautiful, beautiful shade. And I feel like this would be, I don't know how it's gonna come off on camera, but it's like a beautiful, I wanna say it's almost like a multi-chrome. I almost wanna say like it's a dual chrome. So beautiful and shifting. I feel like it's going to really complement like this deep blue. So we're going to go in with this shade right next to that. It's definitely reflecting some green to it. I don't know how well the green's coming off on camera, but you guys know that I will show it with a mirror so you guys can see, but I can definitely see some green reflex to it. It's actually really pretty. Okay, wow, that is really pretty. And then right next to that, I'm going to go into the shade right here called Silver. I feel like that'd be so pretty to put right next to that. This one goes like a purple, blue, green. I feel like it's going to complement that so nicely. Okay, wow, that's really pretty. I think I'm going to take a little bit of the shade right here called Equinox right here. Just a tiny, 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 tiny bit. Just a little tiny, tiny, tiny bit. And I'm just going to dab it just right here to make sure everything is nice and blended. Okay, that is really pretty. Okay, let me go ahead and do the other eye off camera. And we're going to come back to do the rest of the face. I'm going to continue just chatting with you guys. So now the eye makeup is on. I don't know if it's coming off across on camera. Do you see that? Like, do you guys see that shift? It's so pretty. Like, I don't know how well it's coming off on camera. I try to show the lighting as best I can. Sometimes it wants to work. Other times it does not. But in person, I can absolutely see the shift. I just can't always get the shift to show up on camera. I also have a really old camera. A lot of you guys always ask me, like, what my camera is. And, it's a Canon Rebel T6i. They have not made this camera since like 2018. And it was like a $600 camera that my husband bought for me with his tax return, because he got tired of me filming on my iPhone 7. Can you believe an iPhone 7? He got tired of seeing me film on that, so he decided to be nice and, you know, use his tax return to buy me the camera and a Rode mic. I did update I've upgraded my lights. I've upgraded my microphone. The only thing I didn't ever do is upgrade my camera, and eventually I will. I will upgrade it one day. A lot of my friends have like 4K cameras. I don't know if you could really tell a difference, because I feel like when it comes to 4K, if the person doesn't have like a 4K phone or 4K TV, it really doesn't come across the best. So that's what I'm kind of like, is it actually like worth the investment? You know what I mean? For foundations, I'm actually going to go for a glowy look today. I think it's because I'm just literally running to go grab groceries and come back home. So I'm going to mix the two Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk foundations just because I really want to continue to test these out. So anywho, a couple weeks ago, I had told you guys about a situation at my job that I was experiencing. And I will let you guys know that I did report it to my upper management, and it's now in the hands of HR, and I don't really know what's going to come from it. Truly, I don't really know. I don't even know if I'm even supposed to be talking about this. Not that any of my coworkers really watch this, and I'm not saying where I work or anything like that or names, but it is in the hands of HR, so we'll kind of see what happens. Apparently, though, I did find out that I'm not the only person that has been kind of harassed by this particular manager. So we shall see what ends up coming from this. I know it sounds really bad to say, but I don't really expect too much to come from it, if I'm gonna be so for real, because I don't know if anything that really occurred is truly a like fireable offense. Maybe the person might get moved, or people that I did name as witnesses, maybe there's not enough proof or evidence. I don't really know. I don't know. All I know is that it's kind of a sticky situation that I'm just gonna, just rolling with it. I haven't really had to have much interactions ever since then, so it's been really nice, and the interactions that I've had to have been very, very, very professional, so that is good. But yeah, that's kind of like the update there, so not really too much going on when it comes to that. Also, a lot of you guys have been asking about Kaya and how her foot's doing. So I think I said recently, like in a new makeup release video, Kaya's battling some sort of foot infection. I don't really know what she's battling. That's something that the vet couldn't really determine because of the fact that it kind of looks like she got a bite, but at the same time, it doesn't look like she got a bite. It's really, really hard to tell without doing like a biopsy to figure out what exactly it is. So instead, we're just doing like really, really strong antibiotics to see if maybe that will clear up whatever infection she may have. And if it doesn't clear up, then we will have to go into the biopsy route to figure out what's going on. But yeah, I have a follow-up this week. It looks like her foot's getting better, but like there's still some sort of underlying issue going on. We just don't exactly know what, and I guess I'll find out soon. But there's always something. I feel like, honestly guys, I feel like once I start to like catch up financially and like I start to put myself in a good position, because I've been saving, like I've been trying to save as much money as I can for this move. I feel like once being queer in like a good position, something has to happen. I'm like, come on. Like, come on. And Kaya, she's my good one. She's the one that never has any issues. It's always Koa with the issues. And for once, I think Kaya's getting jealous of all the attention that Koa gets. So she's just like, you know what? My turn. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just me speculating. If I had to guess, that she's like, you know what? I'm so tired of you guys not giving me the same type of attention I want attention. Even though she gets just as much attention, I just feel like she just maybe feels left out, because Koa has to go to the vet every month and a half to get his anal glands expressed because he has a clogged anal gland duct. His left anal gland always produces like a thicker liquid, so it can't necessarily express the anal stuff. I don't know what it's called. I really don't know what it's called. The stinky stuff. He can't express it. So my vet has to go in and, you know, he has to manually express it for Koa. And every single time he's like, you know, I can teach you how to do this. And I'm like, no, I know how to do the external one, but he has to do the interior one. And I tell him all the time, I was like, no, he hates you. He loves me, and I'm not about to do that to my dog. So you can suffer, not me. Okay, so for bronzer, I'm going to try this again. Last time I tried this for the no foundation makeup routine, it didn't work out in my favor so much because it was pretty deep and I went in pretty blush. I went in pretty heavy. So we're going to try this again because I'm going to keep trying out the products that I bought because I really want to test these out. And last time I did this, you guys were like, oh, you went in so heavy-handed. And I don't think you were wrong. I really did go in heavy-handed, but I'm trying to go in a lot lighter and do this a lot lighter. Because like I said, I'm doing my repurchase or trash at the end of April, and I just want to make sure that I give each product a fair chance on top of different products to make sure that I'm utilizing it as best as I can and I didn't just waste my money. But a lot of you guys also told me that Catrice is found on Amazon and on Catrice's website. They're not really sold in person anymore, which is just kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy to me because you think that they would be sold in person because they're like a drugstore, but nope. They're sold pretty much online only, which is just kind of wild. See, now look at the difference. I'm going in so light. Why did it turn out so dark the first time I did it? Like, what? That is so pretty. It just melts straight into the skin. For blush, I'm going to go into the ABH blush right here because I bought this during the Sephora sale back in December and I really haven't used it much. So I want to kind of mix like these two shades together. You know, that reminds me, seeing this, I'm going to go into this shade actually right here. Seeing this kind of reminds me that in a couple weeks, I'm going to the masterclass at Ulta Beauty World. Now, I was never able to get my hands on an Ulta Beauty World ticket. Just was never able to get my hands on it. It sold out super freaking quick. And they consistently did like giveaways where you can enter to win a Ulta Beauty World ticket. I never won. I entered as many giveaways as I could. And I just, alas, I failed at each one. So that's kind of disappointing. But you know what? I am still going to the masterclass. And I'm not going to lie, guys, I completely forgot about this masterclass that I'm going to. And it wasn't until Leah texted me the other day going, oh my gosh, are you excited? Are you excited? Did you see who's doing the masterclass? And I was like, no, I forgot that I was doing that. And one of the people that's going to be there is actually the owner of Anastasia Beverly Hills. So she's going to be doing the masterclass. Fun fact, Natasha Denona is doing the masterclass too, which is kind of making me chuckle because Leah goes, I know you kind of have your issues with her, but she's also going to be teaching the masterclass as well. And I kind of laughed because I was like, listen, you know what? I don't know who I talked to. It came from her account that day that person threatened legal lawsuit for talking about a product that was public knowledge. I don't know if it's actually her or it's just someone on her team that used her account. I don't know. I truly don't know. But either way, I mean, like, I still love Natasha Denona's products. I just think that they don't know how to handle certain things properly, but that's just my personal opinion. Also, that is so pretty. But the owner of Anastasia Beverly Hills is going to be there. We also have Jonathan Von Ness, who's the founder of GVN, that's going to be doing the masterclass. Donnie Devi, who's the founder of Half Magic. We have Kristen Something, who's the director of education with Say. We also have Sir John, which is the creative director of Medicube. We have Brian Edwards, who's the co-founder and CEO of Sniff. And we have Miss Tina Knowles, who is the vice chairman of Sacred for Beyonce's brand. So those are going to be the people that will be doing the masterclass with us at Ulta Beauty World. I'm still hoping, by some miracle, I'm going to go into the Essence Silky Blur concealer. I have two. I have the shade 80 and I have the shade 100. This is the shade 100 that finally came in from my Ulta order. I was going to return this, but honestly, I'd only get back like $3 or $4, so I just decided to just keep it and say, screw it, I'm gonna try out the shade. But anyway, so we're gonna be going to that masterclass because I'm kind of low-key hoping that somehow by being there, that they're still gonna have like a chance to go to Ulta Beauty World. I don't know. I still have a hope and dream that I can still go to Ulta Beauty World. Like, I have the day requested off from work. I never took it away. You know, I was never able to get tickets. I never took it away because I just have this dream that I can still go. I'm manifesting that I can still go to Ulta Beauty World. I didn't get to go to Sephora this year for two reasons. One, it was the weekend of my boss's wedding, which I was invited to, and I did not want to miss my boss's wedding because, I mean, I was invited to that like a year and a half ago, so I was not going to miss that. And then two, Sephora took place in LA, and LA is just so unbelievably expensive. I mean, like, LA is just ridiculously expensive, okay? And right now, with what me and Corey are trying to do, that shade is a little bit too bright. Oh my goodness. Right now, what me and Corey are trying to do by moving out, I didn't want to take a chance and spend all this money in LA just for what? You know what I mean? To get a $1,500-$1,600 full price, get like a swag bag of like $1,500-$1,600. While Sephora in Atlanta, Georgia was absolutely incredible. I really enjoyed the experience and I would so do it again. I also need to be financially feasible for me, and flying to LA is just expensive. Staying in LA is expensive. Getting hotels is expensive. It just would have been very costly for me to go and ultimately just not worth it. So I didn't go and I went to my friend's wedding instead, and it truly turned out to be the best time, and I have zero regrets going to that. I did see both Heather and I'm going to go into this right here. I did see Heather and Leah's video of Sephora, and it looked like a lot of fun. It looked like a lot of fun. They got a lot of goodies this year, which I was really, really happy for them. And yeah, maybe, you know, next year I can go. It just really kind of depends on the location, on whether or not I can go. I know that Ulta Beauty might come back next year. I don't really know if I'm going to try to go for Ulta Beauty next year. I don't know. This is the first time that something happens in Orlando, Florida. Like the first time. No events ever happen here. Even though like Orlando, Florida is a really big like touristy area because of Disney and Universal. Like nothing ever happens here beauty event wise. So I was so excited to finally go. So excited to go do something beauty wise. And then I just wasn't able to go. I'm going to go into my favorite powder right here. This is a Nakia Joy Cosmetic Velvet Finishing Powder. You guys can use code Allie, save 15% off. You guys know how much I love this. This has been a ride or die of mine since like 2020. But yeah, I was so excited to go. So freaking excited to go. And unfortunately, it just did not work out in my favor. But Leah was able to go. She got blessed by the gods and was able to get a ticket to Ulta Beauty World. So I'm so jealous of her, but I'm also so happy for her, and I hope she has truly the best time. And she'll have to tell me like all about it. But yeah, I just I'm hoping and manifesting that somehow I will get lucky and a ticket will fall in my lap and I will be able to go. Here's hoping. Okay, I'm gonna set my face. I tried this the other day. If you guys have not seen Testing New Makeup, I'm gonna try this again, but from here. Okay, the mister seems to be better. Last time I tried this, that jet just like shot right at my face and it really messed up my makeup, but I'm trying to mattify my face because I'm going to try something differently. I'm going to finish setting my face with the Kopari. This is going to be the Sun Glaze Sheer Setting Mist. It has a sunscreen SPF 50. Now, if you guys look at it right here, it is glowy. It's luminous. Now, this went super viral last year. Shelby Ann actually sold this product out, and I always wanted to try it, especially because there are days where I do want to have like a very luminous glow. On the days that I'm doing like a no makeup look and I just want to have very healthy glowing skin, I always end up setting my face with like a glowing setting spray, but I only have like technically, well, I had one for the longest time, so I'd set my face with a glass setting spray and hope that would work. But now I have this product right here from Hard Candy, but I didn't have that before. But I always want to try this, and I eventually saw they had a little mini one, so I was like, why not try this out? So we're going to set my face with this today. I'm going to mix a little bit more. I'm going to spray one more time with a matte setting spray, just because I do want to make sure that like I do mattify, but I also want to add some glow and lumosity to my skin. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that would make it look really pretty. So for powder bronzer, we're going to go into the NYX Buttermelt Bronzer. I have really fallen in love with this. I love my high-end bronzers. Don't get me wrong. I think my high-end bronzers are just chef's kiss. But there is something to be said about a good drugstore bronzer. Drugstore bronzers, I just feel like are also really, really beautiful. They work incredibly well. And I just have really found myself kind of gravitated to them recently. I really, really, really have. So we're going to go in very, very light with these, because this one has a little bit of a glow to it. You guys told me that apparently with the different buttermelts, like buttermelt bronzers, there's some that are mattifying and there's some that have a little bit of lumosity to it, and that I bought the one that has a little bit of radiance to it. And I said, are you kidding me? Since when is that a thing? I did not know. No one told me. No one told me when I was buying this. It didn't even say it online. So when I was like putting this on, I was like, why is this like kind of like glowy? And it's because apparently there's some that are. I'm just like, now why didn't the website tell me that? Because I would have taken a second guess about buying a shade that's going to give me some glow to it. Because I'm just like, For blush, we are going to go into the NYX Buttermelt right here. This is so pretty. I'm going to go in very, very light, because this is also pretty like colorful blush. So we're going to go in pretty light with this. These are such pretty blushes. Now I'm going to set my face one more time. This I'm going to go in with the Kimchi set right here, because we're going to finish off my under eyes, and then I'm going to go in with a highlighter, and then we're going to finish off with the lips. So for the under eye, let's go ahead and add, I kind of want to add this green. I'm going to add this green, and then I'm going to blend it out with this shade right here. So we're going to go into Hollow Woods followed by Metal to blend that out. And I might even add a little bit of Parlor, possibly. We shall see. I'm not 100% sure. I just feel like the green's going to complement kind of the green that's in this eye look right here. I will say one thing I do notice about this palette is that it has a lot of kick up in the pan and some fallout on the face. Just be a little mindful when playing with this. Now on their website, it says that this collection is coming soon. So hopefully by the time you guys are watching this video, this collection will be live. I don't have any sort of affiliate codes or association with Lethal Cosmetics. I don't even think they offer affiliate codes, but they were so kind enough to give this to me. And I'm just beyond excited, because like I said, when they sent me the Serpentine one, I still haven't had a chance to play with that. I'm still going to play with that palette. That's definitely coming. But when I got to build my own 9-pan palette, oh my gosh, I was so blown away by the quality. I was like, wait, this is really, really nice. So when they reached out about this one, I was like, oh my God, yes. I was so like, you guys still want to give me a chance? I was still so blown away they wanted to give me a chance. I was like, okay, wow, thank you. Because I feel like I definitely dropped the ball on that. I think I'm going to add like some lime green eyeliner. I feel like that'd be really nice to go with this. Let me put on some bottom row mascara, and then I'm going to add some, I think like a lime green liner, or like at least a bright green liner, something that's going to complement this look. Okay. Well, I didn't use bright green because I only had this, so it is what it is. Okay, for the inner corner, we're going to go into this shade right here called A New Dawn. Right here for the inner corner. Do you guys like these style videos where I just do like a chatty get ready with me? Do you guys like shop my stashes? Let me know in the comments below what you guys like seeing. I love still reviewing new makeup. But I don't know, I just feel like lately, doing like the makeup challenges, me trying a full face of drugstore makeup, me doing shop my stashes, get ready with me's, I feel like they've been really like motivating for me. I know they don't do the best like in the algorithm wise, and they don't always get the best views, but I just really enjoy like doing them, because it just allows me to use kind of like what I already have in my collection, and or buy really, really affordable options, which I also really love. Now don't get me wrong, I do a video coming out with me doing like a full face of like high-end makeup, of luxury makeup, to see if it's worth it. But there's also just something so special about doing a full face of drugstore makeup too. So for highlighter, we are going to go into the Buttermelt right here. I absolutely love this highlighter. It's so gorgeous. Like, look at how pretty this is. That is stunning. For lips, I actually bought the brand new Glamlight. This is going to be the Bride of Chucky lip kit. I'm sure you guys have already seen me post the reel on this already over on my Instagram, YouTube Shorts, and TikTok. If you guys haven't, I did post a reel about this right here, and I'm going to go ahead and use this today. I bought this myself. I pre-ordered this like a month ago, and it finally came in. And while this is like, looks like this would be like an intimidating color, it's actually very flattering. I feel like on a lot of skin tones. Now, this is going to be like a deep plum lip liner, which will come off as kind of intimidating at first, but it actually works really nicely. Like just wait, just trust the process on this one. Like I said, I wasn't sure how I was gonna like this lip color, but I actually really like it. Even my husband yesterday when he saw it, he was like, oh my god, that's actually a really pretty lip on you. I was like, right? Okay, so then we're gonna go into the lipstick. Now this lipstick, it's gonna be kind of like a nudie pink lipstick, which I know you guys are like, oh, here we go again, but it's more on the cool tone side. And it also has a little bit of like a little bit of like a glow to it, almost like a satin finish. Like it feels very, very creamy. And it's like this really perfect, like cool tone pink that really helps to balance out this lip liner. Like, trust me when I say it's really pretty. So pretty. And then you add the gloss. Now, this is going to be like a clear gloss. It does come with a chain. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I personally am not a big fan of the fact that Glamlight's been doing this lately. I guess they're adding to the aesthetics of it. I personally don't care for it because this makes it so that I'll never want to put this in my bag because it's not like I can just take this off. I mean, I'm sure I could take this off, but I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. I'm personally not a fan of it. But the gloss is going to be a clear gloss. And it smells so good. Like a bubblegum raspberry. It smells so damn good. And it also has a little bit of a pink, purple, gold reflect to it. And it just absolutely ties the entire thing together. I think that looks so pretty, like so pretty. Okay, then I'm gonna go ahead and set my face. I'm gonna go in with the Huda Beauty finishing powder right here. This doesn't do much to control the oil, but it does a really good job at blurring my pores and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just tap this in. Like, I love this lip. I think it looks so pretty. I know a lot of people out there are tired of Glamlight doing the same neutral lips. They want to do something a little bit different, a little bit like more of a cool tone purple pink, and I think it actually looks really pretty. And I think like this, like I said, this could be really flattering on a lot of skin tones out there. Now you can definitely like change the consistency. You don't have to go in so hard with the lip liner. You can really diffuse it out. You could just use the lipstick and lip gloss, but for me, I think it looks so pretty, really pretty. Okay, then I'm gonna go in with the Kosa or the Kapari spray. I just want to see what this will look like. Do I look a bit more shiny? A little bit. Do I look a bit more shiny? Do I look glowy? Like, I feel like you can kind of see it. But for me, honestly, I feel like the best thing about this right here is the fact that I'm going to use this on the days that I want to have like a glowy base. On the days that I'm doing no makeup, I want to have a glowy skin. This is going to be perfect for it, especially because it has SPF. So before I zoom you guys out, let's take a look at this eye look one more time. I don't know if you guys can see that shift, but that shift is there. I can see it, and it's so beautiful. You can kind of see it, not too much, but to me, I still see it, and I think it's really beautiful. All right, my beautiful friends, this is the final look right here. I think everything turned out absolutely beautifully. Like, everything turned out beautifully, which I didn't expect. I just kind of grabbed items out of my makeup collection, almost like I shop my stash without shopping my stash, because I still am testing out some of the items that you guys see sitting in front of me. Some are new, some are not new, and some I'm still currently in the process of testing out. And I have to say, I did not expect this look to turn out the way it did. I think it turned out absolutely beautiful. Like, I feel so beautiful right now. The only thing that's not is my hair, because she's greasy, she's dirty, and she needs to be washed, but I'm not doing that till tonight. She gets washed tonight because then I have to do it I have to do my hair before work tomorrow. But yeah, I'm absolutely loving how this final look turned out. So I'll make sure I link all the products I used down below, but let me know if you guys like this style video. Sometimes it's nice just to sit down and talk to you guys and just chat and just hang out with my besties. But with that said, beautifuls, that is it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please make sure you guys give this video a cheeky thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already, because I do post 3 to 4 videos every single week. Make sure you guys head over to my other channels, Are for Life. You guys get to see my cool, wonderful adventures, my amazing husband, Corey. And as always, the biggest thank you goes these beautiful, wonderful page members you guys see right here. Thank you guys so much for everything. And to my subscribers and viewers, thank you guys so much for being here. Whether you guys like this video, you guys thumbs down this video, you guys subscribed, you guys did not subscribe. Either way, thank you guys so much for being here. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you. So with that said, besties, I love you. And see you guys in the very next video. Bye.